Welcome to Leaxels' Summer Skirmish, aka Rust Console's first ever Twitch Rivals event, where over 20 teams will compete for the prize of absolutely nothing.
I ain't slept in months, y'all. I so red I can't see what's real.
Okay, this is cool and all, but you're probably wondering, what the fuck is this guy on about? And to answer that question, we have to go back to August of 2024, where I got the ambitious idea of hosting my own Rust event. And if you're wondering why I haven't made a main video about this, well, you'll find out in a second why. It all began on one sunny Sunday morning, where I finally decided to get my own G-Portal server for Rust Console Edition. Using the commands on the G-Portal server, my vision for the event went something like this. I first made a poll on Instagram asking if any people wanted to join the event, and as well as that, messaged every single person who I've played Rust with before on my Xbox friends list to see if they wanted to get involved. Most people got the exact same message, which contained the details of what the event was going to be like and a little bit of who I was. Now, I got aired a lot, but overall I was promised around 80 people, with some claiming that they're gonna bring about 15 and others just wanting to play as a solo. The plan for the 3-day event was to simulate Twitch Rivals and have teams of 8 running around the server for 3 days fighting it out until the last day where teams would finally be allowed to raid. To add a little bit more pizzazz, the idea was that the first day was going to be entirely tier 1, the second was going to unlock tier 2 items, and the third would finally allow people to craft whatever they wished. In case people wanted to join later, I also thought about making the game easier by increasing the harvesting rates and decreasing the spawn times for Bradley, Heli, and other events during days 2 and 3. So that is the very condensed version of my grand plan for this event. I had set up all the commands on the server, it was all ready to go, and oh, yeah, I forgot about Discord. To not make my event completely pointless, I decided to add a point system into it so I could actually pick a winner at the end, and it works something a little bit like this. Teams would be able to get points from doing things such as server events, raiding other bases, and also just simply PvPing. At the end, I would total up every team's points and then reveal the winner, which would get absolutely nothing. There was no prize pool for the following event. The first thing that I had to do was to make a Discord server, and not knowing how to, I had to ask one of my good friends how to make one. So he did literally everything for me within that server. After tallying up the total number of people that I had, I asked for people's usernames on Discord, and this is where the response rate really dropped off. To put it in context, the amount of people that I was promised was about 85 to 90. The final number that I got was 34. Yeah, 34. But I was locked in on this server. I started making different channels for the chat, looking for group, for rules, different team channels. I was fully focused and fully confident that this event was going to happen and nothing would go wrong. After people started joining the server, there was some tweaks that some people wanted to make, so I decided to add an ideas tab, which no one fucking used because they just decided to write in the rules tab, even though it was locked for everybody who joined. Noticing the dwindling number of people, the rules were changed to the following. There was going to be teams of 4 in order to accommodate for the little number of players that we had left. The server would start at midnight in order to accommodate for the US time zone, as there were a significantly less majority of those players, and also the tier 3, 2 and 1 system was completely scrapped as people just wanted to play the game. The Discord server also became an absolute nightmare, with people deciding to share whatever they wanted. Pictures of John Pork were shared, people's addresses,
Not too fast, like dickhead. That's fucking too fast, dickhead. Fucking stop him.
And what was I going to do? I wasn't just going to stop it, was I? So I just kind of let it happen. The server was scheduled to begin on Thursday of the day when the industrial update was going to be released for Rust Console Edition, and this, in my eyes, was absolutely perfect. Players would be able to run around and try out the new items, and I might have even been able to record a separate video, so it was a win-win, right? Right? I took my server down to update at 6 PM when the update was released, and the time when it finished updating was 3 AM the next day. So if you haven't put 2 and 2 together yet, I missed the start date. And to this day I blame Double 11 because there is physically nothing that I could have done. Defeated, I decided to salvage what I had and boot it up the next day. And it actually worked. But I forgot to fucking record this time. All you need to know is that the maximum number of players that were on the server was 14. The server lasted about 3 hours, and the next day, only 3 people were playing. The team that won was Team 6, which consisted of TTV Mello, a long-term subscriber, and his teammate called FantaBrev21. They didn't win because they PvP'd well, or because they built any significant structure, but simply because I found the name funny. The runners-up of the event were AKX Launcher's team, a bunch of Scottish people who decided to build a massive port. It was so big that I had to disable stability in order for them to finish it. In 2 days' time, the only team left on the server were Child Pink's team, which consisted of about 3 American guys, and their dedication was respected, but unfortunately was for nothing. What I did learn from this experience though was the fact that I can't yet run an event and I probably shouldn't try in the near future. But maybe one day when I get a little bit more technically gifted, that possibility will become an eventual reality. Thank you very much for watching, don't try to run Twitch Rivals on Rust Console Edition, and I will see you all in my next video. Peace out.